Yeah, hi. Of course, indeed, no doubt, as usual, per request and as desired. It is Monday, November 1st, 2010. It's Funday Monday. It's Day 9 Daily 209, and I didn't pay rent. Oh, shit. Gotta do that coming up real soon. But until then, banks are closed, so we're going to be doing Day 9 Daily number 209, Funday Monday Halfsies, where I requested that you fine folks submit a replay of you and a buddy, preferably. It's pretty important not to play games with strangers, especially if they're promising candy, like that works. But of course, that's the way people thought the internet worked way back when I connected in 1998. Mom would be like, do not tell anyone your name. Don't even tell them your gender, because people thought it was the wild, wild west. I'll get back to what the Funday Monday is in a second, but listen, this is important. And I would be like, all right, cool. And I would log on. Some person would be like, oh, hey, how are you? You know, like, where are you from? And I'd be like, Milwaukee. And he's like, oh, cool. How do you enjoy that? I'm like, it's great. I'm 40. I was like, make shit up immediately. And I was just like really, I was typing with correct punctuation. Nowadays, like, hi, I'm Sean Plott. I live next to USC in Los Angeles, California. I just played my password publicly not long ago. Please don't message me on AIM because I'll block you and I'll love it. It'll be so good. But today's Funday Monday, and the main goal of today's Funday Monday was you and a partner, preferably friends, are playing, and I want you guys. I had a lot of coffee before I did this. I'm in a pretty good mood. And look, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm going to tell you what the Funday Monday is going to be about in a minute. Because the games that people submitted, though, were terrible. Here's what the goal was. You and your ally play the same race. I don't know why I think this is so funny. But you and your ally are not allowed to make the same unit at any point. So, for instance, you could say, I'm going to make Marines and tanks. He can be like, I'm going to make Marauders and Hellions. But you cannot make the same unit. Hence why you have to play the same race. And the games that people submitted were actually not cool. Because Funday Monday is supposed to be fun, where people get excited and play under constraints that make them think and be better gamers and have a whole lot of fun, and most importantly, have an excuse for losing. Just like, oh, I was just doing Funday Monday. It's not exactly how I play. I'm a bronze level player, but I play around top diamond caliber, I feel, in my own judgment, and everyone agrees with me. Standard. But instead of seeing that sort of creativity, that awesomeness come out of people that makes their brain work, people literally would turtle for 30 minutes and then they'd attack once with like a mass carrier, mass colossus army, and they'd win. And then my damn viewers keep gaming the system, and in the replay comments they're like, oh man, this game was epic, lose whole base, mothership, Nidus worm, battlecruiser, Yamato gun. Some guy did that. And of course, like, the game is like Zerg versus Zerg. I'm like, oh, I was disgusted. And just opened another email and downloaded another replay. So, we're going to work with what we have, and this is always my solution. If I'm ever worried about a really bad show coming up, I could cancel, which I know you don't want, or I could just drink a pot of coffee. Hello, I've just consumed excessive amounts of caffeine. I will be having a big headache very soon, but of course not for another 45 minutes. In exciting news, and this is actually pertinent information, there's no Funday Monday or Newbie Tuesday next week. I just don't have time for it because my plane landed this morning and I had to take a shuttle with this 7th grade girl who was the most self-entitled bitch I have ever met in my life. She was sitting in there and I just heard like talking. Of course, I'm listening to my outrageously good music, something like this. So I couldn't hear anything she was saying, but when I took it off, she screams at the driver, "It is not your job to just drive around. It is your job to serve the people in your van." She apparently was in 7th grade and was running multi-million-dollar corporations. The board was pissed off that she was going to be late. Again, notice how the caffeine is making up for the lack of replays. So either way, I land, and then I try to find out what replays am I going to do the daily on. For about 7 hours. That was my day today. So next week, I'm actually just going to take a break. It's going to be a normal Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Just normal. The Funday Monday will be back, but I need to make sure I don't drop dead. So let's go ahead and jump right into game 1. And of course, spoiler alert. Alright, whatever. You know what? That's fine. This Day 9 Daily is going to be an absolute train wreck of caffeine. It's no big deal. Of course, we have Magulina at the bottom. We have Orion at the top. We have LOL coming out between the two players. And we have Black Code, the enemy Zerg, at the top left. And then we have Peter Pan. Spawning in the bottom left is the red Terran. We're going to go ahead and speed it up. And I was just going to choose this replay. We're going to be lightning speeding through parts of this because of the fact that really no reason to watch people sitting around, but still there's some good parts to it. And this is going to be a good example of what happens on Monday when Day 9 gets off the airplane. 7th graders are belligerent, but it's because, of course, they all have their technology and their music. And he's just thinking, oh, God, I'm 15. I have a girlfriend. I have a car. God, Mom, would you just back off? I'm a grown-up adult now. Oh. And then I get off the plane, but either way, now keep in mind, this Zerg and this Zerg, they are on the same team. They'll both be building spawning pools, but they cannot make the same unit at any point in time. We cannot have any sort of sound going on. Hey, wouldn't be a Day 9 Daily without me being a total idiot. Whoa! But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and return back into the game. And Zerglings are on the move. Agent Blackcoat advancing rightward bound. How on earth will Magulina... How will he be able to stay alive? And meanwhile in the Zerg's base, what the Banelings? And of course Orion just pinging saying, hey, these units are going to kill you. And here comes the Bane, holy crap. And oh my god, what is he going to do? He's going to go for the attack, and he's going to morph all the Banelings. Oh my god, if those Banelings pop, they could do huge damage. Come on, Black Coat, it looks like maybe one of them will get to 50% completion. And back to the game. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll just box all my drones to kill off those Banelings that are morphing. And you know how many losses I'll take? 0. Good thing I pulled off my glasses for dramatic effect. Whoa! Wow, that was useful. Either way, Magulina, of course, cannot make Zerglings, as his ally has already begun to produce them. And now we're going to see very little happen for a very long time. And of course, now when I'm in the process of checking replays, a very quick check is, what are the APMs? Oh my god, these players on the right are going to be generally performing a little bit better than the players on the left, but hey, honestly, 40 or higher, around 40 is the money zone. That's when players are really beginning to play quite competently. You don't really need that high of APM to execute the things that you need to do. You need super insane APM to be a giant badass, but of course this is Funday Monday, where we actually do not try to be a badass, we try to have fun, because it's Monday, and no one likes to try to be cool on a Monday. They got done spending all weekend being cool. Oh, and did you spend it as cool as I was? This weekend I was casting all weekend. Pretty cool, as I just rub it right on the unibrow of my skull. Yeah, cleaning that off. But of course, the usual weekend for me involves games of Settlers of Catan, of Dominion. Wonderful games. Might play a little old school game like Toe Jam and Earl. Oh, the Phantom Ice Cream Truck. Bastards. If you don't play this game, you should. It's ballin'. Meanwhile, it looks like, oh my gosh, Orion. Black Code. Black Coat has vulnerabilities. Peter Pan. He is defending. So now we have Orion. He's going to be heading up into the main. Oh my god. Black Coat is completely vulnerable. He's sending one scouting Zergling. And Baneling's moving. Now that's... Let's see. Okay, well the Hellions are moving out, and if we look back here... Looks like he's going to just be positioning. Alright, he's moving around. Alright, he's got to be careful with these. Okay, he's beginning to block. I think this is okay. And now he's going to... Not exactly the best decision making. I would have preferred that didn't happen. I would have preferred some sort of awesome split instead of Banelings. I give. I'm not mining. It's fine. Just take it. Just take these drones. It's all yours. But of course, that's what happens when that's the replays that you guys submit. Of course, it's rewarding to kill that many drones. I'm sure there were as many in the chat or something like that. Let me, of course, check the chat for confirmation because, of course, I would never, ever, ever want to be wrong. I would never want to deceive you guys. Of course, people doing the little lows fail, epic fail, lulls, rozzle. But honestly, guys, we need to break up. You're not submitting the replays of the caliber, and this relationship is important to me too, but that's okay. I want to be friends. You can still submit replays, but not as intimate lovers the way we did before, not as intimate lovers as we listen to a song like... We'll just have to be friends, because here's the thing. Have you ever tried to use that line in real life with a girl? It's like, you're great, but I want to be friends. I think I want to be friends. And of course, generally at that point in time, the girl is just like, I would love to be friends too! And you're like, I remember why we're breaking up. You're a mogwai and someone fed you food after midnight. Pop culture reference, bam, suck it. Like, seriously, I don't know if anyone's ever successfully transitioned to friends on day one of post-breakup. For me, the line I use is, I know that we're deeply and passionately in love, enthroned in this intimate relationship, adoring one another for many years, but let's just be enemies, all right? Can we just, like, hate each other's guts? Doesn't that sound a little bit more real world to you? Doesn't work as well in the moment as it sounds in my head. I mean, logically, this seems to make sense, all right? I'm a consistent man. I don't lie. I say it the way it is, but still, I'm just throwing it out there. Guys, I just think we should be friends, and I know there's a lot of people typing in the chat, but I just closed it. It's not my problem anymore. So let's go ahead and return back to this game and find out why on earth the right players on the map did, of course, submit this replay. And we're going to find out at Ultra Ninja Mad Crazy Hella Super Speed Banelings going and going and going and doing... They didn't do much there, but he made them. Meanwhile, we have a Viking now being made by Peter Papan. Peter Papan. I don't know how else you're supposed to say that. Does he want me to confidently go, Peter Papan? Maybe he does, or maybe it's just that I can make it awesome no matter what my inflection. In the meantime, it looks like Magulina. Magulina is now making the pathogen glands. He's making spine crawlers because here's the thing. People like to make spine crawlers to feel cool, says Sean, not pausing the replay and returning back to the camera because we're killing time. People want to make spine crawlers and push because they feel like it's an in-your-face move. It actually is pretty damn good. Rewatch Huck vs. Idra in their epic Game 4 on Lost Temple, where Huck inadvertently researched air weapons. Total accident, happens to everyone. So it's kind of unfortunate, but spine crawler pushing is actually very effective, but it seems that Magulina is going to take it and go overboard, but looks like we have Peter Papan. He is moving around, trying to do as much damage as possible. Magulina, giggling, snickering, snorting, chortling, building as many spine crawler as his fingers doth let him, and it appears that his ring finger will let him hit the C button 15 times. His ring finger is ready and willing. I don't know. It seems to have a lot more personality. I like to anthropomorphize things that don't actually matter. Black Code recovering at the 12-minute mark with 30 food, followed by the double expand. And we're noticing something. Are you? We're noticing that no one is attacking! There's nothing going on. Oh my god. I would rather watch paint dry. I would rather just watch ants. Because you know what? Ants are kind of cool. I like ants. Returning back to the game, we do have Peter Papan. Oh god, little Peter. Oh, we got stopped. Nice. Ooh. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up because I have one very emotionally wrenching game. I actually did the smart thing and had a game of the daily users losing in this little setup. I won't tell you which one of the following two it will be, but there was some big cleverness coming up in the next two games. So Magulina is periodically going Spinecrawler Infester and is successfully turtling. He's turtling. That's the thing, right? We want epic, we want crazy. It's Funday Monday, but you're submitting a game of you turtling. Look, you win with Spinecrawlers, right? You're awesome. Here's the heart. But man, I want you like pushing with 3 spine crawlers at like the 9-minute mark. Yeah, that's what I want. I want those spine crawlers just trying to march. I want them wandering off, creep. Oh, how dangerous. And it looks like Peter Papan moving out on his own because his ally clearly is not going to help him. Black Code Ultralisk rushed successfully. That's actually pretty awesome. Oh, Magulina. Oh. Oh, this is actually pretty awesome stuff. Peter Papan says, no problem, long-range mining at a gold. That seems reasonable. Mass Baneling from Orion, Mass Roaches, speeding things right along. Oh my goodness, we have 2 more replays to do before I go to Korean barbecue. Ultralisk. I love Ultralisk. They're so awesome. They're armored biological massive. I really wish that every unit in the game was instead just called by their tags. He's making armored mechanicals to back up his armored biologicals. That would, of course, make the game nerdy. Meanwhile, an expansion is just not here anymore. Could have said something like, oh, oopsie daisy, sorry I didn't see it, but you know what? Take that. I'm not showing it. Action happened. I even saw it on the mini-map. I wanted to say something funny. I talked about armored biological psionic. Are you telling me that the coffee's working? It is effective in its goals. Of course, that headache will be the price I have to pay, but no problem. I do it for you guys because I care. In the meantime, it looks like plenty of spine crawlers. Is this a spine crawler push, or is he just going to fill the map with spine crawlers? Regardless, Magulina does win a special achievement. Getting poked, getting a little bit camel head. This is, yeah, I call them camel heads, the spine crawlers. Whereas Ladder calls them the spine ticklers. They don't do too much damage individually, but of course when you have, like 3 control groups of them, they're a little bit more effective. So speeding things right along, and... oh, GG! Oh, way to go, Day 9 Daily viewers, 1-0. Let's move on to the next game. It's my show, right? I'm running this. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm just going to rock out a little. Just had a nice jam. That's right. Let's go ahead and go directly into the next game because this game, Funday Monday Lovers Duet, what on earth could he be referring to? I could be referring to the fact that at the bottom, we have Kawhi, the Terran male, with his darling, sweet love, Aguila. In the bottom right is the red Terran. I hope it is pronounced Aguila. Maybe it's Abigail, and I'm just misreading. But there is a beautiful woman with long flowing hair and eyes deep, liquid and luminous beyond comparison, and her name is Aguila. And of course, Shaq, it's not Monday. Shaq just did not get it, man. Seriously, Shaq's ski lift doesn't quite make it to the top of the mountain, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not that he's dumb. He's just neuroparasited by a retarded infestor. But yeah, I mean, seriously, if you stood next to his head, you could hear the ocean. Oh, there's the good old lines busting out. And in the meantime, we see that Aguila is, okay, making barracks refinery. And we have Kawhi going refinery barracks. Very good, because remember, this is the Halfsea. They cannot make the same units, even though they are playing the same race. So speeding things right along. It looks like Shaq and Benchard. Anytime I see a letter, I don't know if this is the case with you, but anytime I see a name that's like word plus initials, I just pronounce the initials. So it could be Benchard F, but instead it's Benchard because it's funny. It's not OMG, it's OMG. Did you see that movie? OMG. The special effects were so good. I was like, Zomg. Doesn't that make your day better? Especially when you get one of those Korean names where it's just like they seriously just let a cat walk across the keyboard and it's like... Excuse me. Like that seriously is the best thing in the universe, because especially if you're playing a 2v2 and you're on Ventrilo, you're like, don't worry, I'm going to cover... So we have Bench at the top, and of course Shaq, who just don't get it. Poor Shaq. He is just not the fastest Zergling in the control group. So, Kawhi, and of course, don't bash Shaq too much. He doesn't know the delights of Funday Monday. He doesn't know where to submit, so of course, let him know, Shaq. We don't like to beat you up. There's, of course, Shaq Chrono Boosting. We do have the Baraxen going down. We have more gateways going down. They're doing a standard push, and meanwhile, the two lovers, oh my god, Aguila, don't worry, you make the Marines. I'll go for those higher tech units, sweetie. I love you. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if they're at that point in the relationship, because it seems like I'm taking a lot of detours to talk about relationships, but I want to let you know that pot of coffee is working. Here's the thing. In a relationship, there comes a point where you're just like, I love you, baby. And she goes, oh, really? I love you too. And you embrace, or if you're real goofy, you high five. Like, way to love each other. But if you are young and you haven't quite gotten to that point in your relationship, it can be really awkward when you're like trying to figure out the timing, you know. You're just like, hey, I need to go to the store. My mom needs tomatoes. She's making some pasta. You want to come? And she's like, yeah, sure. And you're like, all right, I'll pick you up. I love you. And then she just hangs up the phone, and you're like, okay, and now I'm going to be in a supermarket with her squeezing tomatoes. She'll be like, oh, this one I think is ripe. I hope she feels the same way as I do. You know, it's always hard. Not the tomatoes are actually pretty ripe this time of year, but I mean, like, that whole, like, that exchange is really, really... I drooled. It's really tough to deal with. I was thinking about tomatoes. What are you going to do? I'm enjoying myself today. But I am going to put Aguila and Kawhi on the spot and just say that these two people are passionately in love. They adore each other. I hope they're watching this arm in arm. He's twirling her hair, whispering sweet nothings into her ear. I love it when you macro. She'll go titter, titter. And this is why this relationship is going to work in the long run. He is letting his sweet darling make the Marines, and what else? Oh my God, please say it isn't so. Oh my God, get enough money. She's building a Marauder. Oh baby, don't you worry, you make Marines and Marauders, you can make the imbalanced units, I'll just make those tanks and Thors. Oh my God, that's like holding the door for your girlfriend in Starcraft 2 terms. Seriously, that is something special, man. That is something absolutely wondertastic. In the meantime, he's making a reactor, he's making a starport, he's making everything, and Shaq and Binshal is continuing to just do the usual bastardly deeds, or dastardly if you want to be G-rated. Awfully interesting how you can just pop out one letter and then you can say it in a Disney movie. But he is just going for Warp Gate. Oh my goodness, Factory getting a tech lab. Marines and Marauders. Does he have Stim yet? No, going for the Combat Shield. Wants to have the Mondo Giga Push. We do have a Banshee coming out. He does have Cloak coming out. Kawhi making the fancy units. Don't you worry, sweetie. I'll reinforce you with Hellions. Oh, my hero, you're really heating things up. There's a little pun with fire. And then, of course, now swinging around the back is Kawhi. And there is the juicy mineral line. Probes are a lot like popcorns to Banshees, especially if you eat popcorn with missiles. Here comes the Banshee. Here it comes. It's totally going for it. The Banshee is about to move in. It is rearing to strike. The Banshee is in position. It can kill the probes. At any second, this Banshee could move in and take these probes out. He could kill the probes with this BS2 Banshees. He could kill the probes. They're vulnerable right now. And he's moving in to do... No, he could kill... And he's moving in to do it right now. And there he goes. He's killing off the probes. But in the meantime, it looks like they are swinging into the backside, doing so much damage. I'm having too much fun today. Oh my God, it's a counterattack. And at the same time, Aguila's saying, don't worry, if we're going to jump off this cliff, let's hold hands and do it together. And he's like, don't worry, baby, I love you. Hold in there, Aguila, hold in there. Oh no, Aguila, Aguila, my main, help me, Aguila. Oh. If there's anything I can do, Aguila. I'll miss you, Aguila. Kawhi, hold on. You can do it, Aguila. She just needs to try to kill the base. She needs to do as much damage as possible. Don't let go, Kawhi. I still have a base here. It's okay. Hang in there. Don't let go. Oh, Kawhi making the two medevacs excellent and now bursting in there to try to pick off some of these probes. Oh no, Shaq has almost nothing. The Banshees have done their deed. But, oh no, Kawhi, you're hurt. Oh, a smear of a hand across a monitor in hot, passionate 2v2. Oh, I never did like that one guy with the double chin. Are you guys catching the reference I'm making? I know that was a big deal when I was in 7th grade. You should probably pause this game. Because honestly, when that song used to come on in class, because for some reason I had a teacher who just listened to the radio in class, like seriously, that song would come on. Look, I know the lyrics. I'm embarrassed that I do, but I know them. But anytime that song would come on, all the girls in my class would burst into tears. He died. Oh, and it took him so long because that movie's like a year long. Oh, God, you knew everything about him. Even like knew how long his toenails were by the end of the movie because James Cameron knows how to be intimate. But that's exactly what we're seeing here. Hold on. Venture to F. Uh-oh, getting taken down. Shaq has gotten his base revealed, but Shaq does seem to... He's killed off Aguila's main. No, dearest Aguila, I can't protect you anymore. You are gonna face the world alone. I miss you, baby. All I have are these 2 Banshees and these 2 medevacs here to at least give a little bit of healing to your damaged, tragic heart. If there's anything I could do to make it up to you, I would. But until then, you are getting shot in the butt. Literally, Stalker's firing into the ass of the orbital command. Is there an orbital command? Oh my god, there's no orbital command. There's just units. Oh my god. Oh, Aguila. Oh, Benchard F. Even loading an SCV into the command center. Why the hell is that not an orbital command? Did he really go that long in this game with not making an orbital? Unbelievable. Benchard F does manage to spot the dear, sweet, golden maiden's SCV. Aguila is locked into the back. And of course, Kawhi. He's a little dashing man. He might be tall, I don't know, but in this story, he's little, but he has the heart. He has nice, cool suspenders, long, pleated khakis, chocolate brown shoes. He is the perfect man. His hair combed, greased, a little bit tattered from the long day at work. But when he gets home, the travails of the day are not on his mind, just his sweet Aguila. But of course now, I guess his car broke down. He can't get home. Dearest Aguila, trying to do her best. Kawhi picking units off. Oh my gosh, Kawhi. Kawhi, you stunning, dashing man. You can do it. You can cloak those Oh, he can't cloak the Banshees. Oh shit, he didn't research cloak? He didn't? Are you serious? No way, he didn't research cloak? Anyways, back in character, Benchard trying to rebuild the command center, and it looks like Benchard, F, and Shaq are, of course, moving through. Oh my god, Aguila, your main, it's going to be threatened, but at the same time, they're doing counter pressure. They need to do anything that they can to help stay alive together. They can do it. Don't let go, Kawhi, don't let go. And it looks like Shaq and the rest of Benchard units are moving forward, but this army is a lot smaller. So what is... Oh, Aguila! Showing some pro gamer skill. What's your APM, girl? 13? Saucy. Moving right down to Shaq's pylon. If he can pick off Shaq, won't really help, but still... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh! Aguila! Aguila! Oh, no. Don't let go, Aguila. Don't let go. Your 4 Marauders, you can do it, Aguila. Hang in there, sweetie. You can do this. Oh my god. The game is lost. All is gone. The tragic couple of Aguila and Kawhi is, of course, no more. And the... Oh my god! Aguila made some Marines. Alright, come on, Aguila. Come on, focus, baby. You got this. You gotta regroup. Get your Marauders and the medevacs back there. Be careful. You gotta micro this perfectly. He is mining nothing, but he could land and begin mining at any moment now. There's the stim. Uh-oh, it looks like the rest of Benchard F's units are behind. He's gonna stim. I have absolutely no idea who's gonna win. It's a slightly bigger army for the Protoss. Come on, you can get it, Aguila. You can do it. Lay it on there. Get him, girl. Get him, girl. And you know Kawhi's going, I'm healing you, baby. Your heart won't break around me. I love you. I love you so much. I guarantee you he's saying that right now. And oh my god, Aguila, the total combined food count in the game is 15 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5, which is 100% guaranteed to be a number, but I refuse to calculate because I'm a math major. I don't do numbers, I do letters. And Aguila, oh my god, Bill, they've left the game, no one has anything. Oh! Now that's a match. Notice musical interludes kind of help to spice things up a touch. That help to add flavor. And that's my gift to you, Aguila, Kawhi. You guys love each other so much. And that game really showed how tight you are. You stayed until the very bitter end. And you raped those two guys. Way to be. Let's look at the one game that was actually decent. Of the hundreds and thousands and millions and trillions and Brazilians of games that were submitted, it was none of these. So now I have to go to my folder. I have to go to Monday. I have to go to 7RD because it's the Severed Day 9 Daily. And it is... Halfsies? Yeah, that's the one. Now, this was my favorite replay right off the bat because they actually did something creative. They did the following. Double Zerg. What units can he make? What units can I make? Think for a moment. People are going, well, I suppose Muta Roach. I suppose Ling Muta. Hydra Roach. Ling Muta. They can split it like that, obviously. But you know what these players did? One of them said, you make everything. I'm just making drones and sending you money. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the juice. All right, let's go ahead and bounce right into the game. We have Grams, who, of course, is the least favorite unit of measurement. Only physicists like to 2v2 with Grams. And here we have Kazu, who, honestly, if you look at the keyboard, look at your keyboard right now. Krazu, the U is actually right next to the Y. I have this fantasy that Krazu wanted the name Crazy and just missed. And then it was just like, enter. Oh, no. Oh, God. And he's like that, right? He's apparently exactly like Napoleon Dynamite. He's like, I wanted to be crazy. God. That's fine. No big deal. Pop culture reference. Wabash. Now, thing here to note. Oh, I'm still thirsty. I don't know what I'm talking about. There was something I was going to say. Screw it, let's go back to the game. Hoping the water could buy me the necessary time. We have Kazu down here, and yes, here is Zaylo, who is going to be the unit-making Zerg, and then we have Ashlander, who's going to be the drone-making Zerg, and I just thought that this was creativity to the utmost fantasticness. Grams, making, of course, double gateway, and then we see Kazu, he's going to be making Mariners. That's awesome. You know, this reminds me a lot of when my friend Dane played Counter-Strike, and there was this one guy whose name was Criminal, but he spelled the L not with a capital L, but with, like, the pipe symbol, the one that's, like, directly above, so it was, like, criminal, like that. So my friend Dane always called him Criminabar. It was awesome. He's like, oh, hey, what's going on, Criminabar? He's like, my name's Criminal. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Criminabar. It's just, and that name is actually quite catchy. I almost created that as my Smurf name, but didn't, and you'll never know what my Smurf name is at the end of the day. So in the meantime, we have Ashlander, who's of course only making drones in production. We can even confirm that he is in fact making dem drones. Zaylo is going to be making Zergling speed right off the bat, but oh, we saw him get supply block, did end up losing an Overlord. Now Crazy Krazu is going to be making yet more racks. Seems funky, but in a 2v2, this is the sort of stuff that you see a lot, where people will just go Zealot and Marine en masse. Fantastic little composition right there. And here comes Zaylo. Oh, look, getting the mineral dump. See ya, second hatch. Oh, and the Bane Ring Nest. Double Evo, because why not? He can get away with it. In the meantime, Ashlander is making drones. What else do you think he's going to make? Or go ahead and close these tabs, so that way instead of you looking at the tabs, you listen to my soothing, reassuring, masculine vibe, aka me. And it looks like, oh God. Oh fuck, I can't believe we've done this. By the way, just watch the YouTube video British Punch for reference, so that way you can retrospectively find me funny. Zaylo swinging in with the Banelings and the Marines. And here comes the Banelings. They need to do huge hits. Oh, here come the Banelings. Moving in, and the Banelings, they're moving in, and the those were some anti-Baneling bursts right there, but of course it looks like Zaylo will barely be able to withstand the heat for now. But look at the mini-map, look at all the units streaming down, and meanwhile Ashlander is just making dem queens and drones and spine crawlers. There's another Baneling defense, and meanwhile, oh, no +1/+1 ups, but honestly 2 hatches seem to be going relatively well for Zelyo. Oops, I was saying his name wrong. Sincerest apologies, kinda. Ashlander now continuing to make drones. Grams, oh no, oh, moving in, centimeters closer, seconds at a time. God, physicists will love that joke and everyone else will not give a fuck. And it looks like continuing to move in, so it looks like, morphing in yet more Banelings as he getting the +1/+1. God, that's so fast when you're getting dumped minerals every few seconds from your ally. I guess it's going to work out great. So 40 and 40 for the top team in foods, and 20 and 30 for the bottom team in foods. But look at this Zelyo, having to retreat from a whole bunch of Zerglings. Excellent, excellent. Here come the drones. Here come the drones. Uh-oh. Okay, he's getting the layer up right now. And look at how few drones he has mining. The drones for Zelio are merely a formality, making as many links as he can. And look at this. Oh, the top team doing something I like. Regrouping to get a really big force instead of just constantly re-rallying. If we go check Crazu's main, holy barracks, Batman. Oh my god, what a nub. He's such a newbie. He's not a newbie. You guys got to play some 2v2s, man. That's how it's done. One barracks ain't enough. 5 more, no problem. And that actually is not the worst idea in the world because of the following. Allow me to be intelligent for just 1 minute. All right, let me actually set my timer so I can go back to being an idiot afterwards. All right, cool. And go. The big important concept to note in 2v2s is joining armies together. On this particular map, if you just note by virtue of the minimap, here's the ramp, big space, here's your opponent's other ramp. If you can ever get in between your 2 opponents joining their armies together, anytime they move out, it's your 2 armies against his 1, or that guy's 2 armies against, or that guy's 1 army against your 2. It always works better to join your armies together. That's why people stay tier 1 so often, is because they can really keep blasting into their opponents and splitting those armies apart. Fortunately, in this game, we know that Zelio is the only person making an army, so it's kind of moot point. Woo! Man, that was annoying, trying to be all intellectual and saying things that made sense. They're going directly for Zelio. Zelio, oh no, oh my. Okay, he has the Banelings going on. Oh, okay. Okay, he has to get these Banelings and he has to do the perfect hit. He has to start walking them into those Marines. The Marines are the ones really dealing the damage here. He has to go for the Marines. What? Going back again. Let's try this again. Let's attempt number 2. Let's see if Zelio can actually pull it off. There's 1 Zealot in the back, and he absolutely should not be hitting that Zealot. And here it comes, and this Zealot did not be the target of the Banelings. All these Banelings should... Whatever. No big deal, because that's going to help make this game more awesome. And there's, of course, one of the awesomest fail Banelinglings I have ever seen in my life. And, of course, doing the rat-tat-tataroo, and Ashlander going, unlucky. Now, he could be talking about the fact that the Banelings all hit that Zealot. He could be talking about the fact that his ally's supposed to be making the units. I'm doing my part. I'm making drones. Oh, I'm so unlucky. Have this garbage opponent. In the meantime, we see that Zelio is at a stellar 7 food. We have Ashlander trying to burrow the spine crawlers, and what delights me so much is when players like this go ahead and stick to their guns. We don't see any units coming out from Ashlander. He could begin making some Zerglings, but instead he's just continuing to dump minerals. And of course, Zelio with good old 2 hatch on 1 base, remaking queens. And Zerglings spawning up the front gates, knocking them down, forcing the retreat. Got this. No problem. And of course, when Zelio is really, really low on drones, he has actually nothing mining. He's going to go ahead and build a 3rd hatch in his main. Perfect. And I think, okay, yeah, he's going to get Infestations Pit, a Spire. I mean, really, Ashlander is kind of pulling this off nicely. We see more Marines being made by Crazu, who for some reason is expanding over here, which feels awfully crazy, if you ask me. Nearly went for a good old transition, though. Uh-oh, what transition is he referring to? If you don't know what I'm referring to, go ahead and watch the original Funday Monday #1. Check that one out, and you will know exactly what I mouthed to the universe, dearest viewers, who of course enjoyed that one. And of course, Zelio is just going to be making Lings and Banelings because he looked at his forum post and said, what is the most imbalanced unit? And it was the Banelings, so we said, I'll make that, and since I have to make Zerglings anyways. But this is actually pretty damn interesting. I mean, if you have one player who's literally only focusing on droning, and one player literally only focusing on unit-ing. I mean, look at Zelio. He doesn't even have his other guys up, but he's still going 3 hatch, vomiting larva on all of them, and he can hardly keep his money down. And uh-oh, here's another big attack. Oh no, the Baneling's going in completely unsupported. Oh, Marines, nom 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 nom. Ah, damn it, didn't end up working so well. Pull back. Dig, 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 dig. Oh, okay, one shot and keep dig, 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 dig. God, spine crawlers take forever to burrow. And of course, Zelio going ahead and doing the re-rallying action, trying to get as many Lings in there as he can, but alas, Crazu, uh-oh. Oh no, Ashlander, okay, how is Zelio, what can he do? Ashlander has exactly 0 units. They're marching right in. Oh, God, look at the Marine production just streaming out. Tens of more Marines, and then there's Zealots walking in for grams, and it looks like the Marines are also now darting over here to the natural expansion. Oh, no. Oh! It's super effective! Returning back to the game, Banelings, of course, are awesome, and even though these Stalkers ain't light, they won't be doing too well tonight. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. You know, there's always a joke I use where I say, I'm a poet, and I wasn't even aware of it. And people go, that doesn't rhyme. I go, yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. That was the funny vibe I was trying to work, but it's part of the reason why I do this by myself. I could have, for example, someone here who enjoys laughing going, high-fiving him off screen, but instead I'd rather just sit here looking at you fine folks, hearing my own voice. Stealing anyone else's thunder? Goodness no, only one set of thunder in this room, the thunder of Day 9's billowing, resonating vocal cords. So there's Zelio now swinging in. And Crazy, still continuing to make Marines, and his transition is going to be still making nothing but Marines. He's going to get double gas and not actually spend any of it, period. I actually think if you added up the amount of gas mined, it would add up to exactly that much. Let's actually do a little bit of math testing. Oh no, he began upgrading. How boring. In the meantime, this is actually pretty cool. The fact that we see this, Zelio is just asking for resources. Watch his money just jump up here. Actually, I'll just open up this tab, and you can see, hey, there's the 300 going up. He has to have some good transfer mining, and of course, what do we have here? This is part of the reason why you watch the minimap, and you kind of go, yes, of course. Yes, of course, right away. Indeed, of course, yes, perfect, an expansion, excellent. And of course, we see that our bottom buddies are, of course, still unbelievably terrible on food. If we go to the unit counting station, though, we see that Ashlander doing quite well on drones, having 37 of those suckers for his back pocket. We see nothing but Banelings and Lings being made, and now we gotta go ahead and hyper warp speed this bad boy because it gets dry fast. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be attacking more in Funday Monday to make it more fun. I have some great ideas, not for next week, for the week after, because I am sleepy, and I will be unable to do the Funday Monday next week. I will have a Monday show, but it will be just dangerously ordinary. At the same time, here's again the same big struggle. The players who have their armies joined together can do this sort of expanding, and Zelio is just like, I love Zelio, is just like, dude, can you expand more? You need to give me more money, God. He's like a total gold digger. I bet you in this relationship that Ashlander is the hard-working businessman with graying hair, and Zelio just has like collagen injections and breast implants and is like, I need more money! I need to get whole grain Banelings. Oh man, Whole Foods just sort of completely overtaking Southern California, for the record. Fortunately, their food's pretty good. So Zelio just continuing to send Mutalisks around. Not particularly doing much of anything. Krasu going to be defending. The Mariners going to be holding strong. And interestingly enough, we see our heroes at the bottom performing very well. And now note that these players up at the top are actually spending their money, which is great. Look at that. Even though has more production structures than usual, is indeed spending that money. Oh my god, now this can be a little bit deceptive. It's a 100 food army and a 100 food army against a 124 food army, and that's it, because really it's still just drones. See? Don't believe me? Look at the unit counting station. 89 drones. And you know, I don't know if you guys have ever actually done a strategy like this. This is part of the reason this intrigued me. This is working way better than I'd have anticipated. Almost always I'm transferring resources because my ally's awful and doesn't know how to spend his money. Oh, I don't know if you've ever been with an insecure ally. I'm actually going to pause it because I haven't done enough ranting in this one. I've done actually straight analysis. How very unusual. He said sweating profusely. Okay, I'm actually just going to show you how hot it is here. Yeah, you see it glistening? Ugh. Thank God I have pants where I can clean this up on. Now the thing is, I don't know if you ever had an ally who's not quite been on the same level as you, where you say something like, all right, dude, I need you to send those tanks there. I need you to send those tanks there. All right, let's get some tanks set up. And they say, all right, I almost have tanks. And you're like, all right, we're at the 20-minute mark. You getting those tanks? You're like, yeah, almost. And you're just like, okay, how much money do you have? And they're like, I don't know. Like, you don't know? How much money do you have? What's your money count? Tell me about your minerals. And you're like, 6K, 3K. And I'm like, 6K, 3K. Give me all the money now. You have not earned that money, mister. I will allow you to have those resources. I'm like a parent who collects his son's paycheck. Just like, no, you don't deserve to spend money until you're 18 years of age. Because really, sometimes your ally just can't spend that money. And if we don't want to have a trust fund in a 2v2, honestly. Now, the one thing that's interesting to me about this situation is it isn't just, God, my ally sucks, I need to transfer him money, or God, my ally sucks, give me that money, you macro infidel. But this is actually something juicy, man. This is something I'm looking into where I'm kind of going, hey, maybe if we did this, but maybe less extreme, like I was going all zealots with leg speed and giving you nothing but gas, you could go mass carrier, mothership. But here comes the big attack. And it looks like Zelio's moving in for the attack. He's moving in with the Banelings, and only the Banelings. The Zerglings are waiting. They're doing nothing, but holy crap, the Banelings work well. Okay, and now he needs to attack with the Mutalisk and the Zerglings at the same time. At the same time, he needs to attack with them. At the exact same moment in time, he needs to do coordinated damage, but okay, part 3 of the attack, the Mutalisks, seriously. Just kind of group everything together and send it in at one collision course. But fortunately, because Zerg's macro is good, he's holding down. Now, mysteriously, Zerg has 6k, 2k, which is a little unusual. But of course, we have Ashlander. I almost called him Alexander. So Ashlander, he's just droning it up. Awesome. And in the meantime, Ultralisk. Yeah, he's down to 59 food, whatever. He's still trying to pick off units. Mutalisks are awesome. Your money's too high, Zelio. It's a little bit too high. Moving things right along, because I want to go ahead and finish these dailies before 8 p.m., at which point I'll be getting Korean barbecue, where I get the orange sauce. Oh, I love the orange sauce. Planjang. Oh, I love the orange sauce, but they're hitting that U button, and this is just something that I don't see in a long time. I mean, if you start dumping money to your Zerg buddy fast, he can begin getting those upgrades earlier on. Obviously, he can support the Ultralisks. The upgrades is really the big thing that I'm noting. And of course, Ashlander's like, remember upgrades, and there's like the 3-3 about to pop out. Zelio's just like, I know, look how happy they are. And Ashlander, the drone-only man, talking shit. He's just doing that big-ass happy faces out in the middle of the map. There is the +1 armor, only Colossi. Have to run to the expo. Need to stop some of those expos. Ashlander has no agency in this game. He's literally just a wallet, of which Zelio sneaks into his bedroom and takes thousands and thousands of minerals. Advancing right along. As this game is becoming slightly dry, all the action-packedness at the outset was alright. Zelio's like, gas? Of course, inquiring about the smell in his room. At which point, Ashlander. Screw it, man. Alexandre. Oh, yeah. Banelings are good against Ultralisks. Man, did that not come out right? Yeah, Banelings are good against Marines, but so are Ultralisks. And oh no, we have Colossi up on the high ground, and this must feel awfully weird for the opponents to literally only see one player ever making any units. And oh no, the Colossi getting taken down. In the meantime, Zelio backing up. This is so cool to watch. You've had to play all those tragic games where it's like Roach Hydra. Oh, we only are going to go Lings this game because our games are only 10 minutes long. But this is what I'm talking about, man. This is a 2v2, team battles, joining together, United Nations, just basically saying, I guess all the money's going to go to America. Yay, America! And of course, this is kick-ass. Go, Zelio! Yeah! And of course, Mariners trying to pop out. We have Alexandre retaking the whole map. Zelio really cannot keep his money low. He has 5 hashes on one base, with Larva getting attached to all of them, but just doesn't know how to do anything but be up in the clouds of minerals. And ladies and gentlemen, the Day 9 daily viewership did go 3-0 today. I lied because I did have a lost game that was actually very tragic. They said, oh, we tried to do the Halfsies and we got rushed. And they actually got double cannon rushed. It was pretty hilarious. Only one of them could make zealots. I laughed and laughed. Of course, Alexandre with the manor block. Oh no, he won't be able to pitch a tent there. There's creep. And you know, I'm going to speed things up. I don't want to leave right now as we did in the first game, but instead we're actually oh look, there's the haha. Okay. There's the LOL. There's some Storm. Storm not good against Ultralists when there's that many Ultralists. And the GG! Yeah! Alright. That's going to wrap up the Day 9 Daily for today. That was Funday Monday. It was a little emotional for me. It was hard sometimes because you know what, you guys? Sometimes the replays don't always turn out the best, but sometimes that pot of coffee can help. Glad I was able to maybe do a little bit of ranting. Made it mildly more entertaining than usual. Big shout out to Zelyo for doing that great strategy. Introducing to us the power of transferring minerals. And for tomorrow's Newbie Tuesday, I want you to send to us a 2v2 to Tuesday at day9.tv, where one of your allies gets rushed at the start and he dies or gets crippled, and you guys can't quite make the 1v2 or the 1.5v2 work. So we'll talk a lot about early rushes and 2v2s as they are a prevalent problem. And that is the Day 9 Daily for today. In exciting news, I'm going to MLG Dallas for the Pro Circuit Championship coming up this weekend, where there'll be 3 days of Starcraft casting, which means 3 days of consuming copious amounts of Red Bull intravenously. And that is part of the reason why I lost my train of talk. That is the reason why there's not going to be a Funday Monday next week, because literally I just don't have time and I'm going to be sleepy. So I'm the best man. I did it. Peacing out for now. That was fun. All right, good night. Peace. See you later, and au revoir. Ciao.